Trump's AI czar warns China is catching up to US in AI race. This is very, very, very important. We need to be ahead in this race because a lot of people now rely on AI, myself included. For all of my businesses, I use AI. It's a wonderful tool. So we're gonna play the clip to see what the AI czar has to say about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from MRC Free Speech. And they report that President Donald Trump's artificial intelligence czar, David Sachs, spoke out on the new biased communist Chinese government-tied AI chatbot, DeepSeek. If y'all don't know what DeepSeek is the new AI chatbot that China created. And it's supposed to be, they created it and made it, their AI technology, a lot cheaper and faster than our technology, supposedly. But of course, it's biased to China. Like if you ask any questions about Xi Jinping, it's gonna have glowing, it's gonna have glowing results for the communist dictator. That's what we mean by biased and things like that. But let's get down to the clip here. Here we go.
This is where DeepSeek's innovation is they have managed to get more efficiency out of chips. They're squeezing more juice out of the chips, and they kind of have to because of the export controls, which limited advanced chips going to China. They've had to learn how to be more efficient. So necessity has been the mother of invention for them. That being said, there are still great advantages to having a lot of chips, enormous number of chips. And I think that this is an area where America can continue to lead, is in a build out of this infrastructure and having the most advanced chips. And so I think it's a little bit of an overreaction to say that America doesn't need big AI data centers anymore. I think we need the build out of these big AI data centers. I think President Trump has expressed support for them. And I think we need to make it easier to build those data centers, to get them permitted and licensed, and to get power generated, electricity for those data centers. If we scale the biggest data centers, it is still an advantage. It is true that DeepSeek has shown new ways for AI models to be efficient, and I think our AI companies are going to learn and adopt those efficiency techniques as well. But you still want to be able to scale compute, and the data centers are essential for that.
Is there IP theft here? Did they steal some of what they were able to scale up here from us? And do we need to close the doors on what we're doing in terms of invention?
I don't know what he's going to say, but some of the AI technology is open source. I mean, we got OpenAI, some of the technology is open source. Some of it is proprietary, but I'm interested to see what he has to say about it.
And technology.
Well, it's possible. There's a technique in AI called distillation, which you're going to hear a lot about, and it's when one model learns from another model. Effectively, what happens is that the student model asks the parent model a lot of questions, just like a human would learn. But AIs can do this, asking millions of questions, and they can essentially mimic the reasoning process that they learn from the parent model, and they can kind of suck the knowledge out of the parent model. And there's substantial evidence that what DeepSeek did here is they distilled the knowledge out of OpenAI's models. And I don't think OpenAI is very happy about this. And I think one of the things you're going to see over the next few months is our leading AI companies taking steps to try and prevent distillation. And so we'll see if the leading AI companies can prevent distillation by third-party companies. That would definitely slow down some of these copycat models.
So in terms of the big picture, David, and national security, I mean, you look at, World War II, and Japan built a naval force that became a big threat to us. You look at the Sputnik development, which Russia put a satellite into space that had some technology that the United States had no idea Russia had access to. Is this that kind of moment? And should we be concerned about the actual safety of Americans with AI? I want to play one more soundbite from.
Before you get to the rest of this, I don't think, like, they keep bringing up Sputnik. I don't think this is as serious as Sputnik. I really don't.
Elon Musk. This one much more recent. This is 2023. Watch this.
There is some chance that above zero that AI will kill us all. I think it's low, but there's some chance.
He said there's some chance that AI will kill us all. David, what do you say about the national security threat here?
Well, here's what we know is that AI is a very powerful technology that has huge economic ramifications, and it also will have military applications. And if we want America to be the most powerful country, we have to be the leader in AI. There's just no two ways about it. And so we have to compete. We know that China's going to be very competitive. They've got a lot of smart people too, and they've got a pretty big high-tech industry. So it's going to be a very competitive race, and we have to do everything we can to win. It's just, I think, should be unacceptable to any American to live in a world in which China could outcompete us in AI and reap the economic and military benefits of that. So I think we're going to have to compete very effectively. President Trump, I think, started this in his first week in office. He rescinded the Biden EO, which imposed over 100 pages of burdensome regulations on our AI companies. The Biden EO seemed to be crafted in a world without global competition. It seemed to think that we could slow our companies down and somehow China wouldn't take advantage of that. It's pretty obvious that if we, hamstring our companies, China is going to basically win this race. So we just can't do that. I think what we have to do is support our AI companies. We have to make it easier to get power for data centers, and we've got to help them build out these data centers. So I'm confident we can win this AI race, but we can't be complacent about it.
Do you draw a line between the Biden executive order and the onerous regulations, 100 pages long, and this fall behind in this particular application?
Well, I think that our AI companies got a little distracted, to be honest. I think that maybe they got a little bit complacent. They didn't realize how close these Chinese companies were to them. They wasted a lot of time on things like DEI. You saw there was like woke AI. They were, the models were basically producing things like Black George Washington. And
so woke. Remember how woke the AI was when it was first coming out? It's crazy the stuff they train these things on. Like we were asking for images of oh gosh, what was it? The what are them the Vikings, and it was black Vikings. Like it was crazy. Like it was like, how woke are you? It's crazy. But all in all, I think this is a good thing. I think China stepping in and showing how great their technology is ultimately is a good thing, because it forces our AI companies to innovate more. It forces our government to deregulate more. All in all, I think the AI race is going to end up being a good thing. China stepping in the race is going to be a good thing, because it's going to force our AI's companies, like I said, to do better, to not have this woke ideology stuff. People want fast, free information, and they don't want it biased.
And I think that when you're complacent and you think that there's not global competition, you can indulge in those sorts of things. But now that we know how close this race is, like I said, DeepSeek now has a model that's comparable to OpenAI. OpenAI is on the next model, but again, they're only maybe 3 or 4 months ahead. We just can't afford to get distracted by things that don't matter. And I think there's going to be a refocusing by our AI industry. Like President Trump said, I think it's a wake-up call. They've got to focus on being scrappy and on competing. And I think you're going to see them get, I think, a lot more focus now on the competition.
Dave, last question before I let you go. The security concerns of downloading this, and I know that you posted something today about a way that you can put this on your tablet or your phone that will not be compromised. But I think there's, a lot of concern out there. If your kids are loading up DeepSeek on their phones, or you are, that they're extracting information from us, data, personal information, to feed this model.
Yeah, there's some truth in that. I mean, if you download the DeepSeek app on your phone, your data will go back to China. But since DeepSeek open sourced the model, there's ways that you can run it hosted by American companies. So, for example, there's a company called Perplexity, which you can go to and try DeepSeek. You can also use Olama. And so you can use an American hosted version of their open source model if you want to try it.
All right, David Sachs, you're in a very important position on all of this for our country. Thank you so much for serving in that way and for spending some time with us today. Thank you very much, David. Good to see you.
Thanks, Martha.
There you have it. There you have it. Like I said, ultimately, I think this is going to force innovation. I think this is going to make our AI companies better. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.